Make an easy bird nest out of string for spring or Easter or any time of the year. It's really been windy where we live, and on my walk I found this bird's nest that had blown down, and as I looked at it I thought, I wonder if we could use the same string Easter egg technique to make a bird's nest. And I'm going to give that a try using this variegated yarn and also trying to use some of this brown string. So we're going to get ready the same way we did before. We're going to use parchment paper over our counter, and then we're going to put glue in a bowl and put our string into this bowl. I blew up some balloons and I tried to make them pretty small, very similar to the inside of the nest. And I'm only going to cover the balloons up halfway with the string. The first easy bird nest I'm going to make out of this variegated color of yarn. So it keeps changing colors from pink to blue to white. And I'm going to lay it into the bowl very gently, looping it as I go so it doesn't get tangled. And we are not going to stir the yarn. We're going to just dip it down into the glue by pressing it with the spoon. Be sure to keep a hold of the end of the string as you put it down into the glue. And then we're going to take the balloon and I'm going to start wrapping this balloon with the yarn, and I'm going to pull it out and pull some of that glue off as I pull it out. This time I'm not going to put the string all the way around the balloon. I'm going to stop halfway, which is a little bit harder to do because it's harder to get the bottom covered. I might just wrap some of this around the bottom like that and let it just kind of sit there, and then wrap some more. Another way I could have done it is possibly made the whole balloon and then cut it in half. So this works pretty good too. I'm kind of going around the top edge of the nest and then going across the bottom. And I pull the glue off with my fingers as I'm bringing it up out of the bowl. This yarn is pretty chunky, so it's really holding on to the glue. Looks like the balloon has a turban on. It's getting kind of heavy. Okay, so there's all my string. Getting the rest of that glue off. I'm going to kind of smooth it down a little bit. I'm kind of flattening it off on the bottom so that it's going to sit flat. We're going to sit this balloon down in a muffin tin, just like we did with the Easter eggs, and we're going to let it dry. So there it is, only halfway covered. So I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm going to try to make a nest out of this heavier twine that I have. And I'm going to use the exact same method. I'm going to loop it down into the glue, and then I'm going to wrap it halfway up the balloon. I used about 10 yards of the string, and I thought I'll just add more to it if I need to. So birds are known for putting other things in their nests. So I have a few pieces of raffia and a little bit of paper, cut paper that I have that's like packing material. I've got my balloon blown up, and I'm going to try wrapping this piece of twine around the bottom of the egg to kind of cover that a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit of this moss type of stuff on the bottom there. Then we're going to take the end of our string and we're going to start our wrapping here. I'm trying to go over that bottom section. I may have to add more of this string into this glue mixture. Okay, now I'm going to add in a little bit of this paper as if the bird grabbed a couple pieces of paper and put it in with the nest. Because birds do that. They pick up grass and they pick up paper and different things. I thought it would make an interesting, different texture, and it might help fill some of these holes a little bit between this thicker string. And it's going to stick to my hand. Okay. The hardest part is getting it across the bottom. And I could always add some this moss into the nest when I'm done. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more of this in there. Ooh, my hands are so full of glue. I don't know if it's going to work or not here. It's all sticking to me. So a little bit of that in, kind of press it into the glue. And that can kind of help cover up the bottom a little bit. It just makes it look a little more like a real bird's nest. I'm just getting my fingers into the glue. This is becoming like paper mache project here. Kind of pressing it down. And I'm going to wrap it a little more with this string. And I'm going to put a couple more loops around the bottom. And then that's the end of our string right there. I've got a lot more glue on this than I did on my other yarn project. I think that's okay, because I think it's really going to need it to stay together. So it's going to take longer to get that to dry, I'm sure. But I kind of like the texture of it. What do you think? I'm going to add a little more of this into the outside and press it into the glue just to give it some more of that texture. I should have picked up some dry leaves to stick in here. Alright, so I've got that halfway covered with this string. I'm going to set it over into the muffin tin and let it dry. Make that as flat as I can on the bottom so it will sit. Okay, I'm pretty excited about this. Look at my hands. I think I'm going to need to go wash them. What do you think? So now it's time for the reveal. Let's look at this yarn egg and this balloon. I don't think I'll need to pop it. There we go. This egg is going to take a long time to completely dry. It's still a little bit soft, but I think it'll work really well when it's done. And I thought this one would be cute, just with candy eggs. This is the one I'm really excited about. Oh, look, this balloon kind of collapsed, but it kept the nest in shape. Oh my, look at that one. This one turned out really nice. It's very hard, and it almost looks like a real nest. Don't you think? So if I added a little more of the moss inside, like that, wow, that is cute. And for this, I got some little eggs, but I don't think they're small enough. They're gonna look kind of big in this nest. They need to be even smaller. Make an easy bird nest out of string for spring or Easter or any time of the year. For more great nature craft ideas, come on over to welcometananas.com and join the fun.